Well, Final Fantasy 2, they only really did some grinding for a few hours of that. He was working through the game, just then he started having troubles because it wasn't high enough level. Yeah, we know about Joystick's article, and it's already on our press page. So, yeah. What's coming after Final Fantasy V? I will be playing Final Fantasy 3 DS. Apparently, don't touch the chest and you don't fight him.
Yep.
He knows that already. He's good. How tired is Phil now? He slept before starting this game, so I don't think he's too bad. What do I think of Final Fantasy 3? It's a good game. I prefer 8. I prefer more storyline. My problem with Final Fantasy 3 is that its storyline is very basic, generic, and they don't put a lot of emphasis on the story either. You just work your way through, and then suddenly you get a little cutscene. Continue working your way through. How much did Phil train for this game?
Not as much as I should have. Got him.
Not as much as he should have. Like a lot of us, unfortunately. My favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 8. Favorite character from 8? It's I like Zell, but more to laugh at. Squall, otherwise, I guess, would be my favorite. Laguna is actually a really cool character, I think. Favorite Final Fantasy characters? It's the same answer as my Final Fantasy 8 character answer. Yes, you can send fan art to fanart@thespeedgamers.com. It takes us a while, or me a while, since I'm the only one who tends to do it, but we will put it up on our fan art page of our site so everybody can see it. Final Fantasy VIII really drew me in. I like the story in it, and I'm a sucker for a good story. And I actually like the junction system. Draw was a little tedious, but incredibly powerful if you learn how to use it right. Yeah, and yeah, the game just gets better as you move forward. So don't just give up if you're getting a little bored. I'd vote for Squall. He doesn't take crap for anyone. uh, no, I didn't bring my Super Famicom controller. For a lot of you who don't know, I actually picked up or ordered online a Super Famicom controller, Super Nintendo controller that plugs into the Wiimote for virtual console games. And it's much, much better than the classic controller. Have I played 12 yet? No, I have not. I think I'm gonna have a fisherman's friend. I have some Canadians in the chat knows what that is. Fan art about my controller, eh? Vaguely. Huh, I vaguely remember it. Should patent this? I don't know. Nintendo might have a objection to me patenting something like that, especially if I keep putting up the logo on it. You're saying M Psycho, stop blushing. I find Final Fantasy overrated just by the fact that the story could be better, more involved. Although it's not a bad story, I don't consider it a great story. And the graphics are much lower than they could have been for the technology. Like you just look at 8 and 9. They have much better graphics than 7. 7 was rushed to completion, so they didn't really put a lot of effort into the visuals. And there's such a variation. Sometimes they have higher quality models in the videos, and other times they have the game models, and it just, I don't like how they made it. Yeah, 7 didn't have a bad story. I just think it could have been fleshed out more. And I honestly don't see the obsession with Sephiroth. I don't understand it. Yeah, I started by the first Final Fantasy game I ever truly played. I guess I played Final Fantasy Legends, so that's not entirely true, entirely real one. I played Final Fantasy VIII actually on the computer first. Then a while later, I decided to play 7, 8, and 9 in order. Okay, sorry. Okay, you're asking whether I'd rather play okay graphics game, the great and long story, or good graphics with a bad story. I'd prefer this. I go the story every time, but what I'm getting at is that I don't think the Final Fantasy VII story is good enough for me to do it. I still critique graphics a lot. It doesn't make me stop playing a game because of the graphics, so. And what's bear man? Oh yes, everyone be polite in the chat, please. We don't want to kick you, but we will if you're being mean to other people or being vulgar. Next meeting of what fan club? I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out. This is the third Final Fantasy game, yeah, that we've played so far. That's one way to look at it, that Final Fantasy VII graphics are good because they're easy to replicate with Legos. What game do I like other than Final Fantasy? Well, as I've mentioned before, last night, my favorite games are sort of a tie between Okami and Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. I also really like Mario Galaxy. Looking forward to the second one. Let's see here. As far as RPGs go, again, I like a lot of the BioWare stuff, but I haven't played the most recent games that they've released. Baldur's Gate 2 is my favorite of the